Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Manisha, Assistant Professor from KVN Naik Arts, Commerce and Science College, Nasik. For the partial fulfillment of refresher course in Environmental and Sustainable Development, organized by UGC HRDC MMTC Department of Environmental Science, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Sambhajinagar. Today's presentation topic is environmental pollution. Environmental pollution, its types, causes and consequences. Environmental pollution is not a new phenomenon, but it remains the greatest global problem facing humanity and a major environmental cause of morbidity and mortality. Human activities related to urbanization, industrialization, mining and exploration at the forefront of global environmental pollution. Both developed and developing countries share this burden, although awareness and stronger laws in developed countries have done more to protect their environment. Despite global attention to pollution, its impact is still being felt due to its severe long-term effects. The purpose of this presentation is to display the severity of the problem of environmental pollution, in particular water pollution, air pollution, radioactive pollution and noise pollution. Earth is the only planet known to modern science on which life exists thanks to an atmosphere. It ensures our existence. Atmosphere is the first of all air which must be breathable for people and animals, must not contain harmful impurities and substances. How to protect air from pollution? This is a very important issue that needs to be addressed in the foreseeable future. In recent centuries, we often behave very unreasonably. Minerals are wasted, forests are cut down, rivers dry up. This disrupts the natural balance and the planet is gradually becoming uninhabitable. The same thing happens with air. It is constantly polluted by all sort of things that enter the atmosphere. Chemical compounds found in aerosol and antifreezes are destroying the earth and threatening global warming and related disasters. How to protect the air from pollution so that life on the planet can continue? Environmental pollution can be defined as any undesirable change in the physical, chemical or biological characteristics of any component of the environment, that is air, water, soil, which can cause harmful effects on the various forms of life or property. There are different types of pollution like air pollution, water pollution, land pollution also known as soil pollution, sound pollution also known as noise pollution. Generally, substances that causes pollution is called as pollutant. Environmental pollution is an effect caused by the undesirable changes in the natural environment that have the harmful effect on plants, animals and humans. The substances that cause pollutions is known as pollutant, and pollutants can exist as a liquid, solid or gases. A substance becomes a pollutant when its concentration exceeds its natural abundances, and this increase in concentration is caused either by human activities or by natural phenomena. Contaminants can decompose and are rapidly destroyed by the natural processes similar to the decomposition of vegetables. We also have pollutants that take decades to decompose and are difficult to remove once released. DDT, plastics, heavy metals and nuclear wastes are just a few examples. One of the greatest scourge of our age is air pollution, not only because of its impact on climate change but also because of its impact on health of population and individuals due to increased morbidity and mortality. There are many pollutants that are major contributors to disease in humans. Among them, particulate matter, particles of variables but very small diameter, enter the respiratory system when inhaled, causing variable respiratory and cardiovascular disease, reproductive and central nervous system dysfunction and cancer. Although ozone in the stratosphere plays a protective role against ultraviolet radiation, it is harmful in high concentration at ground level, affecting the respiratory and cardiovascular system as well. In addition, nitric oxide, sulfur dioxide, volatile organic compounds, dioxins and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, volatile organic compounds, these are considered air pollutants harmful to humans. Carbon monoxide can even cause direct poisoning if inhaled in large quantities. Heavy metals such as lead, when ingested, can lead to direct poisoning or chronic intoxication depending on the exposure. Disease resulting from aforementioned substances include mainly respiratory diseases such as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, asthma, bronchitis, as well as lung cancer, cardiovascular disease, central nervous system dysfunctions, and skin disease. Last but not least, climate changes as a result of environmental pollution affects the geographic distribution of many infections disease just like natural disasters. The only way to solve this problem is to raise public awareness combined with the interdisciplinary approach of scientific experts. National and international organizations must respond to this threat and offer sustainable solutions. There are two different types of air pollutants. Primary pollutants are those that are directly contribute to the air pollution. Sulfur dioxide emitted from factories is the main pollutant. Secondary pollutants, these are formed as a result of mixing and reaction of primary pollutants. Smoke is a secondary pollutant resulting from the mixing of smoke and fog. Depending on the origin, persistent and non-persistent, depending on the nature of disposable, that is degradable or non-degradable, and depending on the source, that is point source and non-point source, the types of pollutants are different. Pollutants are basically of two types: persistent pollutants like pesticides, nuclear waste, and plastics, and non-persistent pollutants like plant debris, animal debris, etc. From other perspective, pollutants can be classified as, according to the origin, man-made pollutants like pesticides and fungicides, and natural pollutants, that is dust, and according to nature, primary pollutants like CO, NOx, and dust, and secondary pollutants like ozone, smoke, pan, etc. According to the decomposition nature, degradable like plant debris and non-degradable pollutants like plastic, DDT, also are the different pollutants. According to origin, point source pollutants like iron, zinc, and non-point sources like rural sanitization and mining. Now, main causes of air pollutants are burning fossil fuels. Burning fossil fuels produces the significant amount of sulfur dioxide. Carbon monoxide pollution is caused by the incomplete combustion of fossil fuels. Cars, polluting the gases emitted by vehicles such as jeeps, trucks, cars, buses, and these are the main sources of greenhouse gases as well as causes of disease in humans. Agriculture activities. Ammonia is one of the most dangerous gases produced by the agricultural activity. Insecticides, pesticides, fertilizers releases the hazardous chemicals into the atmosphere, polluting it. Factories and industries. Carbon monoxide, organic compounds, hydrocarbons, and chemicals are mainly produced in factories and industries. They are released into the atmosphere, degrading its quality. Household sources. Toxic chemicals are released into the air from household cleaners and paints. The smell coming from freshly painted walls is the smell of chemicals present in paints. It is not only pollutes the air but also affects the breathing. Consequences of air pollution. Disease. As a result of air pollution, people have developed various respiratory and cardiovascular disease. Lung cancer has become more common in recent decades. Children living near contaminated areas are more likely to develop pneumonia and asthma. Every year, many people die as a result of direct or indirect exposure to air pollution. Global warming. The gaseous composition of the air is unbalanced as a result of greenhouse gas emission. As a result, the Earth's temperature has risen. Increase in the Earth's temperature is called as global warming. As a result, the glaciers melted and sea levels rose. Many areas are completely submerged underwater. Acid rain. When the fossil fuels are burned, harmful gases such as nitrogen oxide and sulfur dioxide are released into the atmosphere. When water droplets combine with the pollutants, they become acidic and fall out of acid rain, harming people, animals, and plants. Ozone depletion. The main cause of ozone depletion is the emission of chlorofluorocarbons, halogens, and hydrochlorofluorocarbons into the atmosphere. The depleting ozone layer does not protect people from the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays that causes skin disease and vision problems. Impact on animals. Air pollutants settle on water bodies and harm aquatic life. Animals are also forced to leave their natural habitats due to the pollution. This causes them to become um, also led to extinction of large number of animal species. Water pollution. The British poet W.H. Auden once remarked, thousands of people live without love, but none without water. Water quality is the vital importance to humanity as it is directly related to human well-being. When water becomes polluted, it has a direct and indirect negative effect on all forms of life that depend on it. The effect of water pollution can be felt for many years. Contaminated water is the cause many waterborne diseases and epidemics that are widespread in many countries. Water pollution is defined as the pollution of water bodies, and water pollution occurs when the rivers, lakes, ocean, groundwater, and aquifers are polluted by industrial and agricultural runoff. Sources of water pollution are mainly it is caused by urbanization, deforestation, industrial effluents, detergents and fertilizers, and agricultural effluents are the examples of pollution. Water pollution can be defined as alteration in the physical, chemical, or biological characteristics of water through natural or human activities and making it unsuitable for its designated use. Physical characteristics refers to color, taste, turbidity, and smell of water. Chemical characteristics refers to pH, DDS, DO, COD, and BOD. Biological characteristics refers to the presence of biological components like bacteria, fungi, etc. On Earth, only one-third part of available water from ice and groundwater is pure, and rest is contaminated. Consequences of water pollution are the impact of water pollution is determined by the types and the concentration of pollutants. The location of water bodies is also an important factor in determining the pollution levels. Water bodies located in close proximity to urban areas are heavily polluted. This is the result of industrial and commercial plants dumping garbage and pesticides. Water pollution has a significant impact on aquatic life. This affects their metabolism and behavior and causes disease and death. Dioxin is the chemical that causes a variety of problems, ranging from reproductive problems to uncontrolled cell growth and cancer. This chemical accumulates in seafood, poultry, and meats. Chemicals like this move through the food chain before entering the human body. Water pollution can be a significant impact on the food chain. It breaks the food chain. Cadmium and lead are the two toxic substances that enter the food chain through animals. Fish, when consumed by the animals and the humans, and can continue to be broken down at higher level. Pollution affects people. Phases in water sources can also causes disease such as hepatitis. Poor drinking water treatment and contaminated water can always lead to an outbreak of infectious disease such as cholera. Due to water pollution, the ecosystem can be seriously damaged, changed, and disrupted. Sources of water. The sources of water pollution can be classified as municipal wastewater, industrial pollution, waste from the industries and metal, inorganic pollutants, fine particles of heavy metals, chlorides, organic pollutants, oil, phenols, organic acids like HNO3, etc., agricultural waste, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, marine pollution, grease, oils, detergents, thermal pollution, thermal plants and nuclear plants. Effects of water pollution. An excessive amount of mercury in the water can cause Minamata disease in humans and dropsy in fishes. Lead in large amount can cause dyslexia, cadmium poisoning causes itai disease, etc. Polluted water has less amount of dissolved oxygen content, which is important for sensitive organisms, thereby eliminates sensitive organisms. Excessive of nitrate in drinking water is dangerous for infants, human health. Excess fluoride cause neuromuscular disorder and teeth deformity, hardening of bones and painful joints, biological magnifications and eutrophication. Control of water pollution. Uses of water should be minimized by changing the technique involved. Recycling the treatment of water should be used to the maximum extent possible, and the quantity of discharge of water can be minimized. Excessive use of pesticides and fertilizers should be avoided. Organic farming and efficient use of animal residues as fertilizers. Soil pollution is the contamination with an abnormally high content of toxic substances. This is a serious environmental problem as it poses numerous health risks. Exposure to soil containing high concentration of benzene, for example, increase the risk of developing leukemia. The substances that do not occur naturally in nature but are synthesized by humans are among the most dangerous soil pollutants, and there are different pollutants that have been found in contaminated soil. Heavy metals, polycyclic aromatic, um, mining, agricultural e-waste, industrial waste. Then air pollution. Air pollution is the introduction of chemical, particulate matter or biological materials that causes harm of discomfort of humans or other living organisms, or causes damage to the natural environment or built environment into the atmosphere. A substance in the air that can cause harm to humans and environment is also known as air pollutant. Causes of air pollution. Carbon dioxide, this happens because of deforestation and fossil fuel burning. Sulfur dioxide, due to burning of sulfur containing compounds of fossil fuels like coal and petroleum. Sulfur dioxide very dangerous to human at the high concentration, and sulfur is the atmosphere is responsible for acid rain. Nitrogen oxide, fossil fuel. Secondary pollutants, photochemical, acid rain, ozone, etc. There are different sources of air pollution: natural sources and man-made sources. Natural sources are volcanic eruptions, forest fires, biopollutants like foul odors emitted by the decay and decomposition of organic materials, and strong winds or storms. And man-made sources are burning of fossil fuels, which may emit carbon oxide, carbon monoxide, particulate matters, hydrocarbons, and metallic traces. Automobiles, steel plants, thermal power plants, textile industries, and fertilizer industries. Effects of air pollution. Causes the global warming due to the excess concentration of carbon dioxide, NOx, CFC, SOT, etc. Causes greenhouse effect, also causes the acid rain. Nitrogen oxide in air causes the problems in the lungs, respiratory system, and causes asthma and bronchitis. Suspended particulate matter in air causes the lung irritation, reduced development of RBCs, and pulmonary malfunction. Carbon monoxide causes severe headache, irritation to mucous membrane, consciousness, and death. How to control the air pollution? Policy measures: Environment Protection Act 1986, modification of industrial process and selection of sustainable fuels and its utilization, collection of pollutants and convert it into less toxic forms by different methods, mass emission standards, fuel quality specifications, and alternate fuels initiatives. Land pollution. Land pollution is the demolition of earths and surfaces often caused by human activities and their misuse of land resources. It occurs when waste is not disposed properly. Causes of land pollution. The main causes of land pollutions are intensive use of pesticides and fertilizers in agricultural practices, unscientific disposal of solid waste on land, dumping of radioactive waste on land or radioactive outfall, heavy metals in the soil pollution. And the effects of land pollutions are: agriculture. It reduces the soil fertility and thus crop yield, increase the soil erosion and salinity. Ecological imbalance and imbalance in flora and fauna further increases. Problems in urban areas like clogging in drains and the release of gases, foul smells, and problems in wastewater management. Releases of radioactive rays, biomagnification, and pollutant gases causes health problems. Sound pollution is excessive, displeasing human, animal, and machine created environmental noise that disturbs the activity or balance of human or the animal life. Sound becomes undesirable when it disturbs the normal activities such as working, sleeping, and during conversation. The sources of sound pollutions are industrial noise, machines crushing and grinding, drilling, stamping metals, Transportation noise, vehicular noise, engine in jets, motor in trucks, aeroplanes noise, domestic and religious activities. Effects of sound pollutions are, according to the US EPA, there are direct links between the noise and health. Also, noise pollution adversely affects the lives of millions of people. Noise pollution can damage psychological health. High blood pressure, stress related illness, sleep disruption, hearing loss, and productivity loss are the problems related to noise pollution. It can also cause memory loss, severe depression, and panic attacks. Thank you so much.